talk to you about a situation that actually happened to my one-to-one client last week. She was at, I tried to represent it here, I hope she's not too offended. This is not a real life representation of what she looks like. It's my best effort at a cartoon of a person at an airport. So she was at Birmingham Airport waiting for a flight, and she started to feel a panic attack happening. And she's had panic attacks in the past, but not so recently. So she started to feel the panic attack coming on, and got to the point where she was actually in tears. And I'm just going to pop up here her little note to me where she described this situation that happened to her. And people that, you know, if you've had a panic attack, you will recognise this readily. So you recognise this sort of rising panic, this feeling of like amazing, overwhelming anxiety. And obviously the more you sort of notice that this is happening to you, the more stressed you get. And therefore the more likely the panic attack is to actually continue into a full-blown situation. But what my client was able to do was to interrupt this situation and this awful sort of panic feeling with one of the techniques that we'd learned the week before in our one-to-one session. And I'm going to use this session to teach you that exact technique today, in the hope that it will also help you if you suffer from panic attacks, or if you're ever in a situation where you feel a panic attack about to arise. If these videos help you, it'll be great if you subscribe to my channel. It really does help me. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, so find yourself somewhere to sit at home where you've got a supported chair with a back, just resting your back against the chair and your feet firmly on the floor, so flat on the floor. And I just want you to start by just gently lowering your gaze, so lowering the gaze and just softening the gaze. So what I mean by that is that it should be slightly out of focus. So we're just relaxing the eyes, relaxing the gaze, so just looking down to the floor. And just bringing attention to your breath. So the first thing we're going to do when we're feeling a panic attack coming on is we need to control our breath, because often the panic attack happens because we're over breathing, because we're stressed and starting to feel aroused. And then when our brain kicks in and goes, oh, this is a panic attack, then we overbreathe even more. So we need to correct the overbreathing first to correct that feeling of panic that's happening in the brain. So the first thing we're going to do with that is we're going to close the mouth. So we notice how our breathing is. And if we're breathing through the mouth, we're going to close the mouth. We're going to start breathing through the nose, making the breaths as deep and as 360 degree as possible. And I'll explain to you what I mean by that. So let's do that together. So lowering your gaze, or closing your eyes if you're comfortable. Just placing a hand on your tummy and a hand on your chest. And as you're breathing in through your nose only, we're breathing only through the nose, not through the mouth. I want you to see if you can make that lower hand on your tummy rise. So we're concentrating on the breath being deeper is the first thing. So making the lower hand rise. And now think about not only the body expanding front to back as that lower hand rises, but side to side. So we're really breathing very deeply, expanding the body, feeling the body contract as we exhale, expanding as we inhale, contract as we exhale. And then we're going to count the in-breaths and the out-breaths to make sure we're slowing the breath enough. So we're going to inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, inhaling 2, 3, 4, exhaling 2, 3, 4, inhaling 2, 3, 4, exhaling 2, 3, 4, in, out, in, out, in, out. And just keeping that going, listening to my voice. So the next thing we're going to do is imagine as we're inhaling, just feeling what colour might be inside us when we're on the verge of a panic attack or when we're feeling very anxious. Let's just think of a colour. So for my client, that was red, like her tummy felt red. So let's just imagine, what is that colour that you can feel inside? And now on your next inhale, as you inhale again, I just want you to imagine another colour, a calmer colour, coming into the body and flooding the tummy area, chest with that calmer colour. So I'll give you the example of my client. But you use your own colours. My client's colours were red inside when she was having the panic attack or feeling anxious. Pink was the calming colour. So let's use those just for this purpose, but you think of your own ones that work for you. So inhaling pink and just imagining that pink flooding the whole body and diluting the red. Exhale, exhaling the red. Inhaling pink, 2, 3, 4, flooding the body. Exhaling red, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling pink, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling red, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling pink, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling red, 2, 3, 4. A couple more. Inhaling pink, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling red, 2, 3, 4. And as you're doing this, you're imagining the red colour inside you is getting more and more diluted with the pink. Every time you inhale, the pink is coming in, it's flooding the red. And as you exhale, you're pushing the red out. Inhaling the pink, pushing the red out, and each time you do it, the pink is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The red is less and less. You might want to imagine like a bucket or a bowl, and the pink is filling, the red is getting less and less until there's only a tiny bit on the top. And then your last exhale, so the last bit of red is exhaled, you're filled and flooded with the pink colour. And then we just continue that breathing until we start to feel the body calming down. By this point, you should have come out of that immediate onset of panic attack, and you should be in a much better place to be able to control it. Remembering, do not go back to mouth breathing because that will arouse you again. We want to just continue to nose breathe. Just knowing, once we've done it once, knowing you can do it whenever you want and whenever you need in the future. I hope this really helped. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Hope to see you soon.